Okay, good evening. I'm continuing the series we started a few weeks ago. Today it's number 10. It's Pirkei Avot number 10. And we are just in the middle of chapter 4. Altogether the 6 chapters. So that's the middle of chapter 4. I believe we can finish it maybe today. And then we have chapter 5 and 6 and we're done. So the last week, actually 2 weeks ago before Tisha B'Av, we conclude that lecture with the last Mishnah that a person, when the Torah says, "Et Hashem Elokecha tira," you have to fear your God. It include the Chachamim inside, which means the Rabbi Shimon Amsoni, he used to teach his students in yeshiva that every time the Torah says the word et, so it means it comes to include something else, which means if it says kabed et avicha ve'et imecha, respect your father and your mother, it could have just said respect your parents, or respect kabed et avicha ve'imecha. It didn't have to say ve'et imecha. So it's an extra word in the Torah. There's a secret. What's the secret? It's one of the rules in the Torah, that it comes to include something else in it. What's the something else? Your older brother. If your old brother is in a house, you have to respect him just as you respect your parents. So this is just one example, but there's many examples through the Torah that they use the word et, so it comes to include something. Then one of the students asked him, what does it mean, et Hashem Elokecha tira? Fear your God. Et Hashem, fear God. So who else we have to fear besides God? So he got stuck. So he was obviously an honest rabbi. So he told him, based on your question, since I don't have an answer, forget everything we learned. Everything I told you until now in the last lessons that we had, it's falling. Why? Because of your question. Then later Rabbi Akiva came, and Rabbi Akiva taught the same thing, which is true. It was true. And he gave the answer to this question. He said, Et Hashem Elokecha tira, fear your God, and just as you fear him, you have to fear the rabbis, because they are his representative, which means giving respect to them, fearing what they say, respecting them to the high level. It shows that you love Hashem, and it's basically in the same category. That's where we finished last time. And one more thing we said in the end of the last lecture, in the 13th Mishnah in this chapter 4, Rabbi Yehuda says, be very careful when you teach Torah, when you answer. He's talking to those rabbis who gives the answer to the people. You have to be very careful, because if you're not learning carefully and you're not careful before you answer, if you give the wrong answer, it counts like you did it on purpose. Why? I don't believe that one rabbi in the world would ever give a student an answer purposely the wrong answer. That's not realistic. But the reason is that we learn from here, not only for rabbis, for every Jew, that when you had the opportunity to learn and to know, and you did not, you've been lazy, or you don't care, it's not so important for you, you're not repeating what you need to repeat, and then you make mistakes, it counts like you did it on purpose. It's called mezid, not shogeg. Mezid means on purpose, shogeg means not intentional. So you got to be very careful. Then Rabbi Shimon says 3 crowns we have in the Torah, 3 crowns. What are they? The crown of the Torah, the crown of Kehuna, the Kohanim, and the crown of the king, the kingdom. And there's one more thing, Keter Tov Ole Al Gabehem, which we know that the Keter Torah is the most important thing. It's more important than the crown of the king, and it's more important than the crown of the Kohen. Why? The Kohen, you did nothing to achieve it. You're born to a father, he's a Kohen. You're born with this crown. Same thing a king. King, he got nominated to be a king, or his father was a king. It's temporary. One day it's over. But Keter Torah, once you achieve that, it's with you for eternity. Nobody can ever take it away from you. And that's the highest out of all 3. So, what does it mean now, Keter Tov? Now there's a 4th one. It's a person that is doing Kiddush Hashem, that everybody on the street say, look at this Jew, what a great person, what a righteous person, what a tzaddik, what a great... So because of his behaving, he is actually sanctifying the name of Hashem. Everybody sees an example from him. If you remember, one time I told you a story that in Israel they had a candy camera, and they wanted to show how handicaps are cheating their customers. So they took a woman, she had a short, she plugged in something in her kitchen, and he made a short in her house, you know, and they sent 3 people to fix it. The first guy came, he gave a huge price, he doesn't know he's recorded, and he didn't even check, nothing, he didn't take one screwdriver, nothing, a tester, nothing, just she told him what happened, he gave her a price, a crazy price. So she said, okay, I'll get back to you. Then the second person came, his price was a little bit better, but still didn't check anything. Then there was one Persian electrician, Israeli ones, his name was Hasidian. So it's interesting because his name shows a Hasid, he's a righteous person, and apparently it happened exactly as it is. So he came, he gave her a ridiculous price, like 100 and something shekel, which is maybe $30, $40. And then when he saw that she lives in a poor house, he told her, I'm giving you another 30 or 40% off. So it's basically almost for free came. So she said, well, why are you giving me? Your price was good to begin with. Why are you still taking off more than what I agreed to pay? So he told her, well, why can't I sometimes do something good as a mitzvah? He told her. He doesn't know it's a candy camera and everybody in Israel watching him. They put it on prime time, big Kiddush Hashem. So in the end they came out and said, Mr. Whatever, you Yatzata Tzaddik, everybody knows who you are now. And it's needless to say that from there his business is booming. So that's called Kiddush Hashem. Something like this is better than Kehuna, than being a king, and even being a Talmid Chacham. Why? Because you make millions can fall in love with Judaism and the Torah thanks to one thing that you do, right? Like the same things when you see all these religious people in Israel, how they, unfortunately, there's terrorism, so they collect the bodies in bags and they walk in the middle of the night, and it's all volunteer work. So those things makes their non-religious people love the Torah. There's many bad things that makes them hate the Torah, unfortunately. Once in a while you find a tzaddik that does such a Kiddush Hashem, so it saves the reputation of the Torah. That's where we end last week. I want to continue in the 14th Mishnah. Rabbi Nehorai says, Heve goleh lemakom Torah. And make sure you always go to live in a place of a Torah. The Torah exists there. Ve'al tomar she'i tavo acharecha. Don't sit in a place in the desert somewhere in Las Vegas or San Francisco and say, one day the Torah will come here. You know, they come here, don't worry. Let's live here. One day somebody will already open a shul or yeshiva here. It doesn't work that way. You have to make sure that you go, you take your wife, your children, you're already connected to some community, with a synagogue, with a good school for the kids. That comes before business, before pleasure, before beauty, before all those things. One other thing, the Mishnah says, don't ever count on your wisdom. You can be very intelligent and very smart and very wise, no problem. We're not saying no. But if you're going to count on your wisdom, you may be very disappointed. You have to always count on the wisdom of the Torah. Because sometimes a smart person is sure that he's 100% right, but the logic of the Torah, it's much deeper. Sometimes it's much, much deeper. So no matter where you feel a contradiction between your wisdom to the Torah wisdom, you make sure you count on the wisdom of the Torah. There's many examples. May I give you just one example? The Torah says that if you're in a desert with your friend, your best friend, somebody that is very important to you, and you have enough water to save one of you, you have a few more hours to go to a city to find water, and you're going to die, both of you. So one of you now has to drink to save himself. If you split it 50-50, both will die. So the question is, most people would say, you know what, this is my best friend or my brother or my son, whatever it is, I'll sacrifice my life for chesed, to do something good in the eyes of Hashem, and I'll give him the water and save his life. For me it's mitzvah, I don't mind to die to save him. That's logic. It's logical. You cannot say it's stupid, but the Torah say no, it's not the correct thing. The Torah say your life comes first. Why? Because Hashem say, V'chai achicha imach. Your brother has to live with you, which means you have to be there. Not after you die he should live. He lives with you. In addition to your life, his life. Which means if there's no we don't have your life, then his life is also not there. So you comes first. Plus, a person may think, I don't like my life. I'm a loser, I'm a failure, I'm poor, I'm a handicap, I have all these problems, I never got married, or I never had children, or I'm whatever you can think of, everyone with his problems. So I might as well kill myself. Let me kill myself. Like this, I will get rid of my miserable life, and Hashem will get rid of me as a miserable creature here. What does he need me here? I only make disappointments. So the Torah says, no, killing yourself, no matter how miserable you are, it's committing suicide. Nobody can think to that direction. You think, if I kill somebody else, then I'm a murderer, yes. But to kill myself, you tell me what to do with my own life? The answer is yes, your own life is not yours. It doesn't belong to you. You got it because it's a part of the test that Hashem is interested that you're going to have. Terminating your life means you are interfering with God's plan, and it's considered a murderer. A person who kills himself is considered a murderer that murdered himself. So it's really no different. If you murder a stranger or you murder yourself, either way it's a sin. And this is just to show you the difference between humans' logic to the Torah's logic. There's thousands of examples like this. And obviously, we don't have the time to teach the entire subject, but just that we understand. El binatcha al tishaen. Don't rely on your wisdom. There's other explanation to it. Don't think that your wisdom can save you from all your problems. Many people think, I'm a genius. I'll manage. When we get there, I'll take care of it. I'll manage. No. Don't be a big shot. You need Hashem help. No matter how great you are in business, you still need Hashem. As we're going to read in the next parasha, Parashat Ekev, the Torah says, "V'yadata bilvavcha ki lo al halechem levado ychia adam." The Torah says, you remember that the person doesn't live by the bread only. Ki al kol motza pi Hashem ychia adam. Everything that comes of Hashem's mouth, that's what keeps a person alive, spiritually. So you have to know that. Okay, the next Mishnah, Mishnah 15, in chapter 4, Rabbi Anai says, אין בידינו לא משלוות הרשעים ולא מייסורי הצדיקים. Translation, it says like this: we are not always able to answer this famous question, why wicked people sometimes rest peacefully in their life. They have a nice mansion, nice house, chauffeur, driver, he does everything for them, they don't have to move a finger. It seems that their life is mamash like a king. Yeah, definitely like a king. So Rabbi Anai says, not always we are able to give the answer why the wicked people supposedly rest in peace in this physical life. That's one thing. And at the same time, not always we are going to be able to explain why righteous people suffer. The general answer, as the Torah gave, Moshe Rabbeinu was the first one, as we know, that asked Hashem this question. It appears in Masechet Brachot in the first chapter. He asked God, where is the justice? What's going on here? The good people suffering, the bad people are enjoying. So what's going on? So Hashem gave him all the possibilities. Righteous, the son of a wicked, righteous, the son of a righteous, all kinds of possibilities. But what's the real main reason? What we read 2 days ago in a shul. The last 3 verses on Parashat Vayetchanan gives the answer to this question. Technically, really, if the Torah wouldn't address this issue, there was enough reason to make a lot of us leave the religion. But since the Torah answered that question perfectly, with no doubts, I don't understand why people have questions. What does the Torah say? The last 3 verses on Parashat Vayetchanan, this is what it says. I am the strict God, the zealous God, strict on my word, that pay my lovers who keep my mitzvot for 1,000 generations. Right? I pay those who keep my mitzvot, my lovers, I pay them for a long, long term after their death. And the wicked people, I pay them cash to their face to get rid of them. I will not delay the payments of the wicked people. I will pay them cash to their face to destroy them. That's what it says. Simple, clear, no doubt whatsoever. Which means every wicked Jew does few mitzvot in his life, here and there. You know, he put money in a tzedakah box, he gave a right to somebody, he made peace between two Jews, he put tefillin in his bar mitzvah one time in his life, here and there he eats kosher when there's nothing else to eat. So over the years, it adds up to a few thousands of mitzvot. That's a lot, because the reward for mitzvah, if you know, it's better than this entire world, the Gemara says. Better than this whole world is the reward of one little mitzvah. You made one bracha on an apple, Hashem already owe you an entire world. So, therefore, since the reward of the mitzvot is endless, is eternity, plus it's huge, there's no way to describe it, the wicked people willing to replace the promises of Hashem in the Torah with temporary pleasure. Money, women, nice house, great cars, vacations, sleeping, all kinds of things that everybody is anxious to get. And Hashem said, no problem, I pay you with the coin that you recognize. This is what your pleasure, this is what you're looking for, this is what you're dreaming about, that's what I'm going to pay you for the one time you put tefillin, for one time you ate kosher, for the one time you ate matzah in your life, for everything that you did, here I'm paying you in this life. So the Torah answered that. So that means if Hashem loves you, He delays your payment. He doesn't pay you instantly. And God forbid, if you're not in a category of the loved people, you gotta be worried. If everything works perfectly in your life, you have to be very worried. The tzaddikim, when they used to see 30 days, no problems in their life, no agony, no pain, no suffering, nothing like this, they used to walk in the street and pick up rocks and take it out of the road, like the horses used to come, so they do it. Imagine a big rabbi comes, 60, 70 years old, he pick up rocks and move it out. So, Rabbi, what do you do? He said, I don't want to receive my reward in this life, so I'll torture myself. Hashem doesn't want to torture me, I'll torture myself. This is the concept of what the Torah says. Because the Torah says, it's also in next parasha. Remember, in the next parasha, when you go to shul, remember what we spoke about. The Torah says, Ve'yadata bilvavcha, you should know in your heart, כאשר ייסר איש את בנו, כך השם אלוקיך מייסריך. The same way a father tortures his kids when he loves them. Torture, that means put them electric shocks and electrocute them, you know. So we're not talking this kind of tortures. We're talking punishments, being strict with them, taking away things that they love, you know, sometimes even hitting them, not so hard, you know, on the hand, not to go violent and to make all kinds of blue and black and blue in their bodies. We're talking little minor things. Sometimes it loses the effect. After you hit him once or twice, then it doesn't worry about it. You have to go to something a little bit more painful, like taking away something. There's a way how to raise children, and plus you have to know that every boy and every girl is different than the other. One of them, you just look at them, they begin to cry. You give them a tough look, you don't need to touch them. One of them, you give them a tough look, they laugh in your face. They have chutzpah. Even you hit them, they laugh in your face. You have to know, you have to find the right way, what's going to motivate him to live in a right way. So, the Torah says, the same way a father is strict with his children, this is how your God is strict with you. Why? Because he loves you. A father loves his son, Hashem loves you. If he wouldn't love you, he will let you do whatever you want. Big deal, he sends you to hell after that, no problem. Anyway, he doesn't like you. Since he likes you, he does everything he can to keep reminding you, life here is temporary. Don't fall in love with that too much. Before you realize it will be over, it's called a blink of the eye, ke'eref ayin. Eref ayin, Chazal say, it's the time that it takes the muscle of the eye to rest. How long? A tenth of a second, not even. How many times you blink in a minute? More than 10 times. Do you feel it? Do you feel that every 6-7 seconds you blink? You don't even feel it. You drive, you do everything you do, and you don't even realize 1,000,000 times a day I blink. You don't think. Why? Because it's such a short period of time, it's like it doesn't count. So Chazal said this life, it's exactly like a blink of the eye. It looks very long. But when you leave this world, you look back, it would look like, oh, it's over. That's how it is. It's all a long illusion that people think, I'm going to buy buildings, invest, I'll expand, I'll buy another house, I'll do this, I'll do that. There's one place I didn't go to visit yet. I've been all over the world. There's this country. Let's plan a vacation. People are busy with nonsense. By the time they realize, hey, wait a minute, there's some purpose here. I didn't touch my purpose yet. By then they'll be out of here. They'll be obsolete. So this is it. So Rabbi Anai says, not always we know. Sometimes it's a matter of reincarnations. He suffers in this life for the things that he did in his previous life. He's 45 years old and he's not married. Why? In his previous life he was married 4 times and he abused each one of his wives. Hashem said, okay, in your next life you die single. But we cannot answer it because we're not God. Or somebody that is very, very poor. Everything he touched, no blessing. Why? Go back to his previous life, see how he used to behave to poor people. Abuse them, disrespect them, kick them out, never give them tzedakah. So Hashem said, okay, measure for measure. Now you'll be one of them. You feel the pain. There's many examples, so we don't know. Then, same thing, like I said, sometimes a wicked person enjoy thanks to his father's merit. Like if he has a father or a grandfather who was a very holy man, he doesn't want, so Hashem said, okay, since you come from such an important person, the merit of your father, it's called Zchut Avot, will make you rich, will make you an easy life, but in the end you have nothing to take with you. So either way to look at that. Rav Matya ben Charash say, Rabbi Matya ben Charash, was an amazing story about him. He was one of the most righteous people ever lived. Ever lived. You know, in the Torah took Yosef the Tzaddik, Joseph, as a symbol of modesty. A modest person doesn't look at the ladies, control his desire, and Hashem named him Yosef HaTzadik. Nobody else got that name, HaTzadik, the righteous. Yosef got that title. That means it was something extraordinary. But Matya ben Charash, it's in the time after the Torah, about 1300 years after. The Satan couldn't believe that there's a person in such level, Rav Matya ben Charash. So, so he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm asking you permission to go and disturb Rav Matya ben Charash. Do you give me permission? So Hashem says, you won't be able to win against him. Don't waste your time. Hashem said to the Satan, you're trying to make him fail, and it will not work for you. So the Satan said, let me try anyway. So the Satan came to Matya ben Charash in a custom, in a custom of a beautiful lady, not modest. Beautiful lady. So he comes. As soon as Matya ben Charash saw a beautiful lady is coming, first thing he did right away, he turned to the other side. Then the Satan went from the other side. So he was turning around, like for hours, everywhere he turns, this beautiful lady comes. It's a custom, it's an angel. The Satan is an angel. He can jump from one place to the other. Up, like a different lady. He turns around, a different lady. Today, people are going to pay money to have many girls coming from all directions. But Matya ben Charash is trying to escape the trap. So after all that, he saw that it's just not ending. It's not ending. So he called his student. He said, take this knife, quick. Go heat it up in a fire and bring it back to me. So the student didn't know what's going on. So he hit the knife. The knife is boiling. You know, like when you heat metal, it looks like fire. He gave it to him. Right away, he put it on his both eyes and became blind. So the Gemara said the Satan flew back. He got so shocked. He never saw in his life such a thing. The Satan was broken. Satan, it's not a... The Satan broke when he saw such a thing. He felt bad that he created such a thing. So Hashem told him, you see, I told you you have no chance against him. He said, I never believe. The Satan said, I'm going to see such a person willing to stay blind for the rest of their life, not to look at a not modest woman for 1 second? Psh. Satan was shocked. Right away, Hashem sent angel Raphael. He said, go cure his eyes immediately. So the angel came to him. He doesn't see. He feels something. He said, Hashem sent me express to cure you myself. Angel Raphael. Raphael is refuah. That's where he comes from. So it says, no, whatever happened, happened. What's the point? Rav Matya said, leave me like this. He say, I know what you worry about. You worry that if I cure you, then you'll have the test again. Don't worry. It will never happen to you again. Only after he promised him that he will never fail by looking at a lady, he agreed to accept his vision back. You understand what's going on? You know, a person will do everything he can not to lose his eyesight. But really, if we think about it, most of us do many mistakes with our eyes. Yeah, it's very difficult to live without eyes, but if a person knew how much punishment he may get because of his vision, he may reconsider. I remember a few years ago I had a rabbi from Israel, from Kiryat Sefer, and his name is Neri Giat. A Yemenite, nice rabbi, nice person. I'll tell you the name. If you ever be in Israel, go to Kiryat Sefer, check if the story is real or not. He came to America, he's on his way to Philadelphia to the eye center. There's a hospital for eyes with the best doctors in the world over there. They send him from Israel to a specialist. What's the problem? His poor boy, at that time he was 8, 9 years old, the boy. So he lost his eyesight in one eye, he cannot see. Why? He has a growth. Inside the eye, something grew. You know, an eye, it's not a regular place that you can cut and take it out. It's a problem. So you need a real good doctors. So he comes hoping that they're going to be able to find a solution for this problem. They went over there, the price of the surgery was $100 and something thousand. The hospital in Israel said that they're very sorry, they cannot cover such cost. You know, the health insurance there, the Medicaid, whatever you want to call it. Then he was very disappointed, he went back to Israel. But then something very interesting happened when he was in my house for Shabbat morning. My Chevruta, used to be my Chevruta, Rabbi Asher Schwartz. He's an Ashkenazi man, today he's in his 60s. And I'm talking to you a few years ago, he showed up for Shabbos morning, he walked in my house, he came in, he joined us to the meal, he begins to talk about somebody that is his friend, he's davening with him every morning, he's a very big eye doctor. Now he doesn't know that this two that's sitting in front of him came only for the eye of the boy. But he talks about him, he says, you know what the doctor told me? Don't eat too much sugar, it's not good for the eyes, it's not good for cancer, it makes the growth grow much faster, all kinds of things. He speaks about eyes. So I say, you know, it's very interesting, you're speaking about eyes, they came for eyes, he cannot see in one eye. He said, put them together. He said, okay, tomorrow morning you come with me, I'll take you to the shul, you meet the doctor. They're doing all the paper. The doctor told them, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. They already sent you from Israel to the best doctor in America. You're already in good hands. You don't need me. So they felt very good. Oh, at least we're not wasting our time. In the end, the Torah says, Rabot machashavot belevish v'atzat Hashem itakum. You have a lot of plans. In the end, Hashem has his plan. So over there, they couldn't do anything. They sent him back. Okay. Then after a few months, he went to Liverpool in England. Over there, there's also an eye center, half a price. Over there, they couldn't do anything. That's it. They said, no cure for the problem. No, after months being out of the house, the poor guy with his son, and he has many kids in Israel, the wife is alone. After all this time, what happened? One day I get a phone call from him. He already gave up. He said, you're not going to believe what happened. His son is named Abraham. He said, what happened? He comes to me the other day. He said, you know, I cannot see now in my other eye. It's becoming blurry, you know. I think I need glasses. So, okay, let's go and check your eye. So they really saw that his eye needs a contact lens. So they check the eye, they decide that he needs a lens. They make him a lens, a week later he comes, the nurse has to put the lens inside the eye. So as she cleaned the lens and everything, accidentally she put the lens in the wrong eye. Then he opened up the eyes, and he said, I can't believe it, I see in my both eyes. He sees in both eyes. Everybody got very excited, you know. I was about to spend hundreds of thousands surgery, nobody could do anything for this. He started to see in his both eyes, Bli Ayin Hara, with Hashem help, he sees perfect now. They put contact lens in his eyes. He could have gone another 40, 50 years, he will never know that his eye is okay. What a miracle. Who made the nurse? What nurse make such foolish mistake? No, show me. She knows, they check that eye. What? She puts in the other eye. That's like a complete ignorant. This is what we say, רבות מחשבות בלב איש, ועצת השם היא תקום. And one guy was walking on the street. So he told the rabbi, Rabbi, you want to laugh? No, you want Hashem to laugh? You want to make Hashem laugh? You want to make God laughing? A goy. So I say, yeah. He said, make a lot of plans. You make your plans and Hashem is laughing. He has his own plans. Even a goy understand that. So anyway, so Rav Mattia ben Harash agreed to be cured. They cure his eyes. This is the story. So this is what it says in the Mishnah. It says like this: Eve makdim shalom bishlom kol adam. Make sure every person you always see, Jew, non-Jew, everybody, you're going to be the first one who say hello to him. Which means eliminate your ego completely. Whether you're rich and he's poor, it doesn't matter. You run and say hello to him. Whether you're very big chacham and he's a big fool, doesn't matter. You go, you say hello first. Whether you are old and he's young, doesn't matter. If you get used to it, that's going to lower your ego and develop your modesty, you're being humble, which is very good. Veheve zanav la'arayot, make sure you're going to be a tail to the lions. It's much better than to be the head of the foxes. Why? You know, it's like you go to a place, let's say in sport, a player doesn't want to be an average player. So he goes to a weak team, like this is going to be a star over there. Because everybody will treat him nice. They say, no, it's better you be an average player in a very good group than to be a head of all the losers. We are not talking about sports here, obviously. We're talking about Torah. If you can go to yeshiva and over there you feel, oh, I'm the biggest chacham here. Look, I can be the Rosh Yeshiva here. Everybody asks me. So you feel great about it. Over here you won't develop. Go to a place that you are the last one over there. You be their tail of the big chachamim. After a few years, you'll be like them or better than them. Why? This is an advice for life about everything. When you go to get married, make sure your soulmate that you choose to go on a date with is much more religious than you. If you are rating yourself 50, make sure she's at least 70. You cannot be 30 and she's going to be 90, she won't want you. After 5 minutes of the meeting, she said, my head hurts. And you take me home. Why? And she see what an empty person you are. She doesn't want to be with you. But if there's not that much of a difference, you know, with your show a little bit, she takes you. Make sure she's better than you. Not that you're much better than her, that you have to beg her now for 20 years until she agreed to put a skirt. It's not going to get you anywhere. Same thing the girls. A girl has to ask for a guy that is much better than her, not lower than her, that he will bring her down on her level. You see houses, the wife sit home, she's covered from head to toe, all day reading Tehillim. The husband goes without the yarmulke, ripped jeans on the streets, eat without bracha. Baruch Hashem, he keeps Shabbat, barely. Comes home 2 minutes before Shabbat, already taking shower in Shabbat. You see, he's saying, this is a couple? They married? You see a lot of it. You understand? So it's a problem. So make sure you be the tail of the lions than to be the head of the foxes. Rabbi Yaakov says, העולם הזה דומה לפרוזדור. This world is a hallway to the next world. A hallway. It's narrow. It gets there. Once you get to the real room, and it becomes very big and flashy. Make sure that you enter this hallway and you are progressing to the right direction, that you'll be able to get to the big room. Some people got stuck somewhere in a hallway or never even entered the hallway. They're still in the first step. Make sure you're there. There we have a song that we sing. It's called העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד. The whole world is a very narrow bridge. Who wrote that song? Rabbi Nachman Mibreslev, 250 years ago. Why did he write the whole world is a bridge? כל העולם, a whole world, גשר צר מאוד, a very narrow bridge. Why didn't he write a very narrow road? Why bridge? Why? A narrow road, when you're tired, you move to the side of the road with your car, you park and you sleep. It's 2 hours, 5 hours. You can sleep until tomorrow morning. Get up in the morning, you continue to drive. A bridge, there's nowhere to stop. You must move on all the time. Cannot stop. Cannot. Why? You stop. There's an accident, somebody hit you, you're risking your life. So this world, you can never stop. You're either falling or you're progressing, one of the two. You can never stand in your place. Either you're becoming more tzaddik every second or you're becoming more rasha. Depend on your actions. There is no way to park. You're either moving forward or you're falling into the water and you drown. That's one of them. That's why I use the word bridge and not another way. The 17th Mishnah in this Perek, I use it a lot in my lectures. It says like this: Yafa sha'a achat b'tshuva u'ma'asim tovim. If a person makes tshuva in this world, 1 hour of tshuva and mitzvot, of learning Torah and doing mitzvot, it's valuable sometimes more than the entire next life in the eyes of Hashem. Hashem is so anxious for the Jews to keep his mitzvot and to follow his way, that 1 hour that the Jew makes tshuva and cries and says, Chatati, I love you Hashem, forgive me here, I'm buying tefillin, I'm changing my life, I'm starting to keep Shabbat. This 1 hour sometimes can be worth more than the whole world. On the other hand, you should know that all the pleasure of this world, of all the people from all the generations combined, will not be equal to 1 hour reward of the righteous Jew in the next world. 1 hour. Not even 1 hour. This is how much the reward is going to be. So, it says like this: Yafa sha'a achat shel korat ruach ba'olam haba mikol chayei ha'olam hazeh. As I just said, many people thinking, Rabbi, I want to enjoy this life. It's not, I want to be religious. I don't want to be ungrateful and like a goy. No. But I want to enjoy this world. What? It's not allowed? What? I can't wear beautiful clothes, ripped jeans, 5 earrings, here and there. What's the problem, Rabbi? But I still keep Shabbat. You have to understand. Certain things, yes, the Torah didn't tell you you're not allowed. Certain things, it's not necessary that the Torah will tell you you're not allowed. You have to be clever enough to know right away that you have to stay away from it. The Torah told you, don't dress like the Goyim. So all this fashion that the Goyim invent, right away, a week later, you see it in a Jewish street. They're just succeeding the Jews and waiting, counting the minute when this filthy Goy from Paris, I don't have to tell you why it's filthy, use your imagination, the new style that he invented, 2 minutes later, the ladies in Borough Park and Monsey run to the store with their credit cards to buy it. You don't have to be a genius to know that Hashem is disgusted from this. Disgusted from who invented all this fashion. That's one thing. Their music. You listen to their music, their soul goes into your soul. What do you think? They put their spirituality into their music. All this garbage music that you hear today, all the kids, as soon as the kids start listening to this music, 3 days later they become criminals. Not 3 years later, 3 days later his pants is all the way down, you see the color of his underwear. Well, this is a kid that goes to yeshiva, how he walks in the street. And when you ask him, well, why your pants is like this? It takes time for the parents to realize what's going on here. Say, hey, you didn't buy me a belt. Then the next day you bring him a belt. 2 days later again his pants is down. Where is the belt? I left it somewhere. But why did you take the belt out of the pants? Beloni. He became a kushi. That's what he became. This is his new rap hero. After he listens to this garbage, you expect him to read Torah and Gemara? What do you expect? By then it's already finished. So, the answer is, there is no sin to enjoy this world. No. You can enjoy. You eat food, you enjoy the food. It's not a sin. You have a good bed, comfortable mattress. It's not a sin. But you should know one thing. There's a red line. Once you cross that red line, every second of your life becomes a sin. What does it mean, red line? There's a difference if you go to a place and they put you in a hotel and the hotel has a marvelous bed with great mattress, and you sit and you sleep and enjoy for that night, it's no problem. Then that you become addicted, and from now on everything you're looking for is how can I enjoy more. This is the red line. A Jew has to accept whatever he gets. I have a good bed, very good. I have a horrible bed, also very good. Great delicious food, no, Baruch Hashem. Horrible food, Baruch Hashem. For me it has to be the same. Because I'm not here to search for these things. You understand? This is not why I came here. We are not monkeys, we are not dogs, we are not goyim. We have to understand, we have a Torah and we represent Hashem. And definitely it's not honor for a person to look all day for this pleasure. What kind of car? 3 months old, you already want to replace the car. Why? I'm not so happy from the performance of the car. Why? It goes from 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. They told me in a store 3 seconds, and now it's 4 seconds. No, my life is no life, Rabbi. I told you once, a couple came to Rav Steinman, a husband and a wife. I love this story. Rav Steinman says, well, what can I help you? Rav Steinman is almost 100 years old. You know, when you go to his house, the chairs is the milk cart. You know the milk cart? From there they made chairs. You should see the way the house is. They don't care about this world, you know. My house, beautiful. Rabbi, wow, what a chandelier. All day I sit and enjoy the crystal. They don't have these things. All they care is Gemara, Torah, Kedusha, that's it. So they come, the husband and wife, they made a lot of money. So the wife said to the Rabbi, we're arguing about what car to buy. So the Rabbi said, why it should be an argument? The wife said, I want a nice car. I want leather seats, sunroof, player, I don't know, DVD, whatever. And he wants a lousy car. This guy's stingy all the time. He wants a cheap car. I'm tired of this. Why? If Hashem gave us money, why can't we afford to get a great car? So the Rabbi asked the man, why are you afraid to get a normal car? Trying to save money? He said, no, Rabbi, it's not about money. I'm not stingy. He said, what's the problem? He said, it attracts ayin hara. People will start be jealous with me. I don't feel comfortable. You know, we live in the area. Not, in Bnei Brak, most people are poor. It's avrechim in yeshiva. They take a bus or a bicycle. All of a sudden, they see me driving in Bnei Brak with such a car. I don't feel good. I don't want people to put their eye on me and be jealous. So the Rabbi told him, let me ask you a question. Did you finish the Talmud, the Shas, the whole Gemara? Maybe I can test you on the Gemara. He said, Rabbi, finished the whole thing? No, ma pitom, I didn't. He said, okay, did you finish one Masechet? Like from the beginning to the end? One subject? He said, no, not yet, Rabbi. Okay, did you finish one chapter? One chapter. 20 pages. Did you finish? He said, no. Can I test you on one chapter? No, it's too much, one chapter. Okay, 1 page. 1 page from the beginning to the end. With Rashi and Tosfot, the commentaries. Can I test you on 1 page in the Talmud? No, Rabbi. No. He's afraid to say no already. So you can buy any car you want. Nobody has a reason to be jealous with you. Go buy whatever you want. Enjoy this life while you're still here. You don't know 1 page. 1 page, a box full of emptiness. And you worry they'd be jealous with you? What? To be jealous with you what? That you have a nice watch or a nice beautiful tie? Well, for what? To be jealous with you? It's foolishness to be jealous of what people buy. Be jealous when he's a big chacham. Be jealous that his boy, age 13, already is like a rabbi. Yeah, for that you have to sit and cry. Why your son is not like this? Why you are not like him? That's called kinat sofrim tarbe chokhmah. To be jealous that he has beautiful hair, that he's skinny, that all this nonsense that people are fighting for all day. Gossip, what she wore. What did she wear for? She waited for the morning. I couldn't wait all night. Why? I wanted to know what my sister-in-law wore for the wedding last night. After she heard that she wore something nice, she's sick in bed for 2 months. On Prozac. Why? The love of her life got attention last night in a wedding. Why can't you be like your brother, you loser? That's how you hear all the time. My in-law, my this, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my empty life. Then The next Mishnah, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says, Al teraceh et chavercha bishat ka'aso. If you messed up, and your friend is very angry at you, screaming, shouting all over, don't come and try to explain yourself. Let him relax first. It won't help. He doesn't hear you now. It's now the energy that has to come out. Wait, you make it worse. When you come to tell him while he's extremely angry, no, you're wrong, it's not my fault, you only make the situation much worse. Wait an hour. After he relaxed, then when he's relaxed, you come back and let's talk about it. You know? Plus, my advice to you is always apologize. Whether you're guilty or not doesn't matter. You want to have lovers and never have enemies, always apologize. What do you care? You care about your ego? You're right. I wasn't sensitive enough, you know, next time I'll try to make it better. I'm sorry, you know, I didn't mean it, I love you. What do you care? It's only words. You got yourself a friend for life. Because now you know how much he admires you. I told somebody, I have a friend, and he couldn't find a job for more than a year. For more than a year he doesn't work, the poor guy. You know, when a Jew doesn't work for a year, he has to pay tuition, mortgage, this. It cleans you from everything. Finally, his uncle is giving him a job. But the uncle is not religious. And the uncles have a few sons. They're a very wealthy family. And one of the sons doesn't like him. He doesn't like the idea that his father took that religious guy to work for us. Doesn't like it. The other one is okay. It's a nice person. But this one is a nasty person. And he always try to make it bad for him. So I told him, you want him to be your number one lover? He was about to send him a letter to argue with him, to show him that he's wrong. What do you want from me? I do my job. I told him, no, make him feel that he's important. Put yourself down. And tell him that to have mercy on you. You have children to feed. And you hope that his good heart would make him understand that you're not in a position to lose your job. He said, what? I'm going to make myself like garbage? I told him the not religious people, they live for it for eternity. You show them that you put your head down, they'll love you for the rest of your life. Why? Because you surrender to them. It's all about ego. It's not being evil. It's all about ego. You put your head down, he not only will not make you any problems, every problem you ever have, he will be the first one who helps you. Same thing in the traffic. You go, two cars are trying to go into one lane. They're all fighting who's going to go first. In another minute, one of them will take a gun and kill the other. It happens every day. What would make them friends? All you have to do is go like this. No, you go first. Right away, his whole attitude changed. No, go, you go first. Just a minute ago, his hand was ready on the gun. Another 5/10 of a second, the two mirrors will collide and break. The next thing, a baseball bat or a gun or who knows what. As soon as you went like this, all his anger and his fever and sweat and everything went down to zero, and he's ready to jump out of his window and hug you. Why? Because you went like this. You surrender to him. That's all. Just surrender to him. What do you care? All these murders and fighting and lashon hara, it's because we also have ego. What do you care what he thinks? Sometimes you go to a place, the officer over there argue with you. In the airport, in a post office, for nonsense. You know he's wrong. He's just picking on you. It's two ways to handle it. You continue to argue with him, you win the argument, but you lose your turn, or you lose the flight, or who knows what. Yeah. Okay, so I won. I made my point. Oh, he says, sir, you're right. I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention. You're right. Next time will not happen. Right away, the case is over. Okay, no problem. Make sure it doesn't happen anymore. We say in Hebrew, Al tiyeh tzodek, tiyeh chacham. Don't be right, be wise. It's more important than to be right. Let him think whatever he wants. Let's move on. So, Rabbi Shimon says, Ben Elazar, this is the grandson of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon had a son, Rabbi Elazar, that had a son, Rabbi Shimon. Don't try to satisfy or to apologize to your friend when he's in the middle of his anger. Don't try to comfort him when he just found out that his best father or mother died. It won't help. Person crying, he just found out, or he just saw an accident, something happened. You come and say, no, don't worry, it's for good. Don't take it to your heart. Don't worry, you get out of it. It's not going to help. Right now, the emotion is in the highest level. Don't come to a person and start asking him a question about his vows that he makes while he's making it. It won't help. Because what's going to happen? When a person makes a vow, he needs to go to a big chacham, a chief rabbi, and the rabbi can get you out of the vow that he made. How? He asks him, if you knew that that and that and that would happen, would you still make the vow? He said, no, of course not. He said, okay, so your vow is dismissed. So for instance, Rabbi Akiva married Rachel. She was a princess from a house of a billionaire. Kalba Savua, her father, fed the whole people of Jerusalem for 3 years. She saw that the one who cleans the horses is a nice, shy guy, shy Jew. Yes, he's a complete ignorant. He doesn't know Torah. He's 40 years old, divorced, with a kid. And he cleans the horses, but she saw that he has great manners. Natural manners. So she told him, I'm willing to marry you in one condition, that you go right away to yeshiva and learn for a few years Torah. Of course he wants to marry her. Everybody in the country wants this girl. Father is a very important person. Also chacham, rich, great family. So the father, after it happened, he made a vow that she won't see a penny from his money. He cut her out of the will. 24 years later, a famous story, Rabbi Akiva came with 24,000 students, and she came out to see her husband. They kicked her out. What are you doing between the guys? He said, hey, move out, let her pass. She's my wife. All the Torah we all have is thanks to her. This is Rachel. Then her father doesn't recognize that this is his son-in-law. The last he saw him was 24 years ago. He was like a homeless, cleaning the horses. Now he comes, beautiful, with his skill, 24,000 students behind him, So he comes, he didn't recognize him. He said, Rabbi, I made a vow against my daughter. I didn't see her for 24 years. I regret. Before I die, I run and give her the money, but I say that I'm not allowed to give her the money. It's like a swearing, making a vow. So he told him, tell me, if you knew that this son-in-law of yours one day will be a big chacham, or even not big chacham, he will know a little bit Torah, would you do it? He said, Rabbi, if he knew one halacha, I wouldn't make this vow. He was such a complete dumb fool, doesn't know one halacha, he doesn't read, he doesn't know aleph bet. What do you expect me to be happy? All the greatest chachamim begging me to marry my daughter, all of a sudden she takes this guy. So he told him, I am your son-in-law, the greatest Jew in history, Rabbi Akiva. That's the story, that's as it happened. Why am I telling you this story? Because when Kalba Savua, when the father of Rachel made his vow, he's angry, right? I swear, you're never going to take a penny from my money. If you are there, don't make a beep. Why? Because if you tell him, yeah, but maybe one day he will be chacham, from his anger, he's going to say, even if he's going to be one day chacham, I don't care, I still don't give her. You're closing the possibility that the chacham one day can untie the vow. You're closing, right? Because you're mentioning another thing, you say, yes, even so. And what about this? Even then, in the end, this is it. So make sure when he is angry and he says, I'll never let this happen, don't say anything. After he relaxes, he goes to the Chacham asks him, what happened if it would be this and this? So, in that case, I'm not interested to make that vow. And he can cancel the vow. This is called, Al tish'al lo bish'at nidro. Ve'al tishtadel liroto bish'at kalkalato. Make sure that you're not running to see when he is failing and making a bad scene. Don't run over there to see it and run around and tell everybody what he did. You understand? Which means, in a way, when a person is thinking, don't stand on his blood over there and dance on the blood. The next Mishnah is the 19th Mishnah, Shmuel HaKatan. Shmuel HaKatan, either that he was short in his body, or he was smaller in his knowledge from another Shmuel. There was Rav and Shmuel, this is a different Shmuel. Shmuel HaKatan. There's another opinion that he was very humbled. He made himself almost like nothing. Shmuel HaKatan say, Binfol oivecha al tismach. When your enemies are paying for what they owe, they are collapsing, don't make a party and don't be happy even a minute. Like, let's say a person, your partner, kicked you out of the business, he took away your share, he made you a lot of hard times, he told the police about you, all kinds of things. When now he got caught and he goes to jail, or he lost his business, or anything that bad happened to him, don't sit and be happy. Why? If you do it, it's a very natural thing. People are high. See, the justice, Baruch Hashem, Ishtabach Shemo, now he's paying for what he did to me. If you talk like that, you will pay for that separately. It's like another sin of yours. But I deserve it. Yeah, I deserve it. That's why Hashem is giving it to him. But the opposite, you should be upset that because of a situation that you were involved, a Jew is collapsing right now. You should know, 3 are getting punished about Lashon Hara. The one who speaks Lashon Hara, the one who hears Lashon Hara, and the one that they are talking about. The one who speaks, I understand. The one who hears, I understand. If he wouldn't hear, he would run away. Then this guy would stop. Become a partner to the sin. Plus he enjoyed the bed. But the one who they are talking about, not only they're ruining his reputation, he's getting punished. Yes, why? If you were 100% clean, nobody will talk against you. It shows that you're not clean. You gave some kind of a reason, maybe a small reason, and they made it a big deal. And plus, 2 other Jews are going to be punished severely because of you. Maybe you're not so guilty. But just the fact that Hashem used you as a trap to another Jew to collapse, that's already not a good sign for you. You understand? Same thing, sometimes your friend is asking you, buy me something, you know. And you went and got him something, and later on it was found that because of that something horrible happened to him. It's not your fault. He asked you, buy me this motorcycle, buy me that scooter, buy me that whatever it is, and in the end something horrible happened because of that. It's definitely not your fault. But one thing you have to sit and cry for, why I was a messenger of Hashem to destroy this person. He couldn't find somebody else? Why he made me the reason? That's why it's not good to be cops. It's not good to be judges in court. It's not good to be the people who comes and repossess the houses and kick the people to the street. It's not good. Why? They are using you to do the dirty job in a creation. That's not a good sign about you. You should know that. And plus, according to Kabbalah, people who are like that, that's a sign that in their previous life, they used to be bad people, and now Hashem use them to do the dirty job. It's not a good sign. So it says, when your enemy is collapsing, don't be happy. Why? If Hashem will see it, he may get very angry at you. Elisha ben Avuya was the rabbi of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. And he became not religious, believe it or not. You know, philosophy sometimes drives people crazy. Too much philosophy, he went off the way. Yeah? Why he went off the way? Because he went, the Gemara say, 4 nichnesu lapardes. 4 went into the orchard. What does it mean, orchard? Pardes in Hebrew, Pei, Resh, Dalet, Samech. Pardes means Pshat, Remez, Drash, Sod. Abbreviation Pardes. Pei, Pshat, Resh, Remez, Dalet, Drash, Samech, Sod. What does it mean? Pshat is what you learn Torah, you understand the words, what's going on. That's Pshat, that's the simple understanding. Remez, it's all the hints inside. Numeric values, how many times these words appeared, why it's like this, why he didn't use that word, why that word, why over here. It's all the inside hints inside the text. What's Drash? All the secrets behind the scenes that the Torah did not bring clearly. It was hidden in what we call Midrashim, Drash. You only hear 2 or 3 words in the Torah. You want to know the whole story, you go to the Midrash tell you the whole story, what happened between Hashem and Abraham. between Ishmael and Yitzchak. You don't see it in the Torah. The Torah just told you 4 or 5 words. You want to know the whole story, the whole conversation, what happened in the background, why Hashem got so upset, what's the secret here? You go and you learn the Midrash. That's called Midrashim. Midrash Rabbah, Midrash Tanchuma, there's many Midrashim. What's the last thing? It's called Sod. Kabbalah. Kabbalah is dangerous. It's all the names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's names of angels, and some of these angels are very, very dangerous. When a person is not a clean tool, it's not a clean bucket, you cannot put water inside. If the bucket is dirty, if the bowl is dirty, you cannot put pure water inside. The water become black. Nobody can drink it. First, you have to clean very good the bowl or the bottle, and then you begin to put water. Water is Torah, it's purity. So, if a person is filthy, it's not Shomer Shabbos, or maybe he is, but he's all day looking at the ladies, he watches dirty things, he listens to dirty things, he speaks Lashon Hara, he's lazy, doesn't pray, he hardly, learn Torah, and all of a sudden he goes to learn Kabbalah. Kabbalah, I have to be in a very high level. I have a whole lecture in my website, the conditions to learn Kabbalah. According to the biggest Kabbalist in the last 2,000 years. Thanks to him we have Kabbalah. Without him we wouldn't know anything. Ari HaKadosh. All the conditions. You have to be 40 years old, married, finish the entire Torah, you don't eat meat, all kinds of things. You get up at midnight to stay up all night, mikveh every day, don't touch your beard. What a list. You have to be basically an angel in order for you to start touching it. But even in Kabbalah there's very, very high levels. It's called like Maaseh HaMerkava. It's the upper words, it's things that can drive a person crazy. 4 went to the Pardes. The Gemara says, the Mishnah, it says like this. There are 4 who learn all the secrets of Maaseh HaMerkava, the carriage of Hashem. It's an analogy. It's a big thing. And one of them got affected very badly. Is him, Elisha. It drove him crazy. After that, that's it, he couldn't think straight anymore. Rabbi Akiva went to the Pardes and came alive safe, which means he went to the highest secrets. Why you become crazy when you learn Kabbalah? There are a few thousand people in the world that as soon as they start learning Kabbalah, after a short period of time, either they committed suicide or they became completely mentally ill. They cannot function anymore. Because the angels cannot stand that somebody so filthy and so wicked using their names and doing all these things. That's the highest level of the things of God in the world. So they take revenge against this person and make him chas v'shalom bad tragedies. His children dying, he's killing himself, he becomes sick, all kinds of problems. That's why it's not recommended to even touch it. Leave it to the greater people, leave it. So this is what happened to him. So this is what he says before he became crazy. Gemara say he was riding on a horse on Shabbat. You're not allowed to ride on a horse on Shabbat. And Rabbi Meir used to run after him on Shabbat and learning from him Torah. So they told him, how do you learn from such a wicked person Torah? That's it, he cannot teach you Torah anymore. He used to teach you Torah when he was holy. Now he's wicked, don't learn from him. He said, no, I have this ability to take the fruit and throw the peel. I know what to take from him, what not to take from him. I know the red line. If he may tell me something else, I know I can tell. So when they got out of the territory, you can go 2,000 amma after the border of your town, which is about 1 kilometer. So he's about to cross the line with his horse. So that's another sin now. Now, besides riding the horse, you're going out of the territory. So he told him to Rabbi Meir, stop running. You cannot cross that line. So he said, why? He said, that's the end of the territory. The Sof HaTchum. So he said, what? You are not a Jew? For you it's allowed? He said, I'm a lost case already. So he told him, don't talk like this. Hashem accepts everyone. He wants to make tshuva. So he says, I heard an echo in heaven. Look at his level. That Hashem announced, every Jew in the world is welcome to make repentance, and I'm willing to forgive him except one. Elisha ben Avuya, I don't accept. That's what I heard about me. So I'm a lost case, and he continued to drive. So the Gemara says, how can it be? Hashem promised that every Jew is accepted with no exception. The Gemara says, of course Hashem would accept him. Everybody, a father accept any son of him, the worst. he's willing to accept him if he's going to show that he really wants to return. But why Hashem made him hear such a thing? This is what I've been always saying in my lecture, and people not always get the point. When a person has a chance to make tshuva, to become religious, when he's young, it's going to be 1,000,000 times easier than later on. The first chance in your life when you saw the truth, God is going to help you and do almost everything for you. Everything. Send you the right rabbis, the right neighbor, the right wife. All of a sudden it's easy, it's going, it's smooth. Why? You did it right away. No delays. You did not do it first time. It's not late yet. There's still a chance. 2 years later you have another chance. Somebody gave you another CD, a DVD, invite you to Shabbat, a lecture of a great speaker, whatever the case may be. Now you are willing to become religious, fine. But it's going to be harder than the first time. Less siyata dishmaya. Less help from heaven. Hashem helps you 80%. Not like before. You did not take the second chance. There's still another chance maybe. We don't know. Only Hashem knows how many chances He give a person. Third time, only 60% help. Much harder. Fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 times, you don't make tshuva. Rambam writes, Rambam, the greatest posek, the Rambam writes, the worst punishment to a Jew, or to any person, even to a goy, שסוגרים בפניו את דלתות התשובה, that הקדוש ברוך הוא lock the gate of repentance to his face. You cannot enter. Everyone else can enter. For them I open the gate. You, it's locked. What does it mean it's locked? You can do it on your own, my friend. No help. No help. He lives in Zimbabwe and he's trying to be religious. How come he cannot move out of Zimbabwe? He's broke, doesn't have money. Cannot, he's stuck there. Why? Why Hashem doesn't help him? Hashem can find him the money. Get him out of there, bring him to Yerushalayim, and a month later he's going to become a Talmid Yeshiva. Hashem is not going to do it for him. Why? Because he had 7, 8, 10 chances. Every chance less. That's how it works. This is a rule in the creation. And that's what happened with him. After he became what he became, he had few chances to become. He didn't. Finally, when he wanted, that's what he said. Hashem made him hear such a thing to show him not only I'm not going to help you, I'm going to be an obstacle to you. Resistance. Hashem Yerachem, resistance. Sometimes you feel it. You want to become religious, you go, you buy tefillin, a year later you find out you're pasul. You go, you buy mezuzot, all pasul. You go, you buy a hat for Shabbat, 2 minutes later somebody took it by mistake, it's gone. You move to a place of religious area, they don't give you an apartment, they don't like you, you're not religious enough, everything goes against you. Until you break and you go back to be a goy. Why? There was no siyata dishmaya, no help. No help. So Elisha ben Avuya said, Alomed Yeled, someone that learns when he's still a kid before bar mitzvah. Lema hu domeh, what is it like? Like ink on a new page. Ink on a new page. Alomed zaken, somebody that learns that is old, it's like an ink on a very old paper. Rabbi Yossi says, so what's the secret? What is he trying to tell us? It says that when you are young, everything you learn, you remember forever. It's called Girsa de Yankuta. When you are a Yenuka, a baby, the kids, when I teach them Parashat Shavua, how to believe. We will learn it 100 times. We won't remember it like the little kids, 4 or 5 years old, how they say the whole parasha by heart. In Israel, kids 11 years old, they will tell you the whole Torah by heart. The whole Torah by heart. Every parasha by heart, without looking in a book. 11 years old, in my eyes I saw. In my eyes I saw. Take a professor in Harvard, give him 10 years, full day, to learn the Torah by heart, he won't do it. The brain is not absorbing like before when he was a kid. That's why when kids move to another country, in 1 month they speak the new language. Their parents, you have people in America 30 years, they don't speak 2 words in English. Persians, Bukharian, Israelis. He has businesses, he owns who knows what. technically he cannot write one page in English. Nothing. His English is broken, no grammar, no nothing. But the kids, as soon as you bring them, a month later, I was in Belgium a month ago. There was this little cute boy, Elimelech, 13 years old. 5 languages he speaks perfect. Perfect Hebrew, perfect English, perfect what's the name of the language they speak over there? Blamish, Yiddish, and French. 5 languages, perfect. Kid, how did he have time to learn? Kids learns everything. Very easy. Same thing, computer. Give a computer to a kid one day to play with. By the end of the day, he tells you everything. This is PowerPoint, this is Internet Explorer, everything he knows, all the functions. Give it to a lawyer, 50 years old, smart guy. By the end of the day, he doesn't know 2 buttons. The brain is much, much better when you are a kid. Remember this. That's why it's very important in the first years of the life of a boy, what you push to him stays with him forever. Later on, it's much harder. And it's so true. Rabbi Yossi says, Alomed min aktanim, someone who learns from little kids, what is it like? Like eating grapes that are old, like, almost like raisin, v'shote yain migito. What does it mean? When you make wine, the first process, you squeeze the grapes, right? They stand on it with their boots, right? All the wine, the grape juice are dripping with pieces of the wine and the seeds. It's still not cleaned yet in a net. So learning from a boy, the boy doesn't have experience yet in teaching good. It's like drinking the wine with the pieces and the seeds. It's not purified yet. Learning with the old person that already over the years learned it many times and he knows how to present it, it's like drinking a brand new wine, pure, no pieces in it, after it was cleaned and everything. Rabbi says, Al tistakel bakankan ela ma sheyesh betocho. Don't judge people by the outside. Don't look at the pot from the outside. Look in the inside, which means you see a beautiful silver pot and inside there's a poison liquid. What are you impressed from the outside? The inside is important, which means you see people, beard, hats, all kinds of shows they have. Don't check this. Check the inside. Who's this person? Is honest or not? Is rotten or not? Is lazy or not? A word is a word. With money, he pays on time. He has people work for him in a business. He pays them on time. If not, what's the whole religion for? This is where you have to check. Check inside. No, don't check the outside. So, Rabbi Eliezer HaKapar says, הקנאה והתאווה והכבוד מוציאים את האדם מן העולם. The 3 biggest distractions in the life of a person, what are they? The jealousy, desires, and honor, ego. Those are the 3 poisons that a person that has it is very, very miserable. If you're jealous all your life, everything you see around you want, it's like a mental case. You don't have one second of rest. Everything is, I wish I had this car, I wish I had that suit, I wish I was married to a woman like this, I'm single, why he has a girl and I don't have, why he has a car and I don't have, why he has a nice house and I don't have, oh look at him, why he has such a watch, I wish I had it. All his life is miserable. No matter what he's going to have, he's always going to find around him people that has more. It will never end. You are dead while you're alive. Or desires, food. See in a wedding, what happened when they bring the dessert? Pushing, oh excuse me, move. Why? The cream cake will finish, Rabbi. You know? Or kavod. They disrespect me. You see where they put me to sit in a wedding? Chutzpah. I bring them $1,000 check. They put me with my back to the band. They forgot when they came to my wedding, I gave them the VIP chair. This chutzpah, I'll kill him. Well, don't talk to me about him. What happened? He's your brother. Don't mention his name here. You better be dead if you have these 3. If you don't want to die, just start working on yourself to fix it. People don't fix it because they're not aware what the destruction it is. Once you know that you're sick, you can receive a treatment and get cured. If you don't recognize your sickness, how are you going to be cured? Then we have one last Mishnah for today, and we finish this chapter, as I said, Baruch Hashem. הוא היה אומר, הילודים למות, those who are born, one day will die. המתים להחיות, those who died, will be reborn, reincarnated. החיים לידון, those who are alive, Hashem is judging them every day, every week, every month, and of course every Rosh Hashanah. To know that He is the creator, He is the manufacturer, He is the one who understands everything, and He is the judge. He is the witness, He is the one who pays the punishment, and He will judge us in the end, in the last final judgment day, Yom Adin HaGadol. And He doesn't accept any bribe, and everything by Him is straight, and He never forgets anything, and He doesn't accept one more than the other. Everybody comes equal to the judgment. Everything belongs to Him, and everything is calculated very precisely. And don't say ever, once I die, everything will be fine. I don't believe in judgment. It won't help you to escape the punishment. The judgment is waiting. As soon as the person closes his eyes, everything begins. Not a second after. Right away you see the angel of death and everything begins. Shal korchach ata notzar. Nobody ever asked you permission to create you. You created without your agreement. Al korchach ata nolad. After you were created in your mother womb, 9 months you came out to the world. Nobody asked you permission if to take you out or not. You're coming out. Al korchach ata chai. Nobody asked you permission to keep you alive. I want you alive, you are alive. Nobody asked you. You are alive. Nobody asked you if to bring you to this world or not. Al korchach ata met. You'll be forced to die one day. Nobody lives here forever. And the most important thing, Al korchach ata atid liten din v'cheshbon. And nobody will ask you permission to judge you, to reward you, or to punish you based on what you did in your life. You will be judged in front of the King of all kings, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is the end of chapter 4. Baruch Hashem, I'm on schedule. I wanted to finish it. We have 2 more chapters. 4 chapters are behind us, and we have 2 more. A
lot of people do want VIP chair and this and that. But what about Brit Milah? Like a lot of women do want baby boy, they want like.
It's not a sin to want a boy.
I mean, but it's also like a lot of women they just would go for this.
For what?
Just to have Brit Milah, for example.
No. So
it's okay.
If a woman wants to have a boy, that she can do mitzvah Brit Milah to the boy, is mitzvah. Not always is the plan of Hashem. Right. Hashem has His own plans. Rashi, the holy Rashi, the big tzaddik, the biggest giant, the biggest chacham. You cannot understand one page in a Gemara, in a Mishnah, in all the books, all the prophets, without Rashi. And he didn't have boys. He had only girls.
No, I don't mean just the woman. I mean the sandak thing who wants kavod.
Sandak wants kavod. If a sandak comes because he wants kavod, then it's better, definitely not good to use him as sandak. Yes?
Is that true of the father who has only girls and he doesn't have bracha?
A father that wants only girls?
That has only girls and he wants to have like a bechor.
You know, it says somebody who dies without banim doesn't have a bracha. It's true. But we have many examples in history that great people had only girls. Like I just was giving an example of Rashi. Rashi had only daughters, but each one of his daughters married the biggest rabbi in the world. So it says, first of all, I want to tell you one thing. The Gemara says, Bnei banim kebanim. If you have grandchildren, boys, it's also count like you have boys. So it's no problem. So many of those who have only girls, when the girls give birth to 6, 7, 10 kids, for sure is going to have at least 2, 3, or 5 grandsons. Grandsons are like sons, Bnei banim kebanim. And the in-laws, the son-in-laws that going to come to your family, if it's a big chacham, it's like your son. You're like his father-in-law, it counts like he's your son. So either way, it's okay. However, those who died without getting married, they have a bigger problem. Because right now, they don't have kids and don't have grandkids. You know? Yes, not everything that we want Hashem gives us. There's many reasons why. Some people, they never own a house all their life also. They do, they work, they try very hard, they can never afford to buy a house. Always rent from one place to another. Some people have 10 houses. Calculation of Hashem, we don't know always why. Some of us are poor, some of us are rich, some of us are smart, some of us are not, handsome, not handsome. This is all calculated based on our other life, previous lives. Hashem review everything and He decide how to design your body, how to design your life, how much wisdom to give you. But one thing you should know, that the more smart you become on your own, which means you learn a lot, Hashem adds, it's like a snowball, more wisdom to you. The Torah says, Yahiv chokhmah lechachamim. Hashem adds more wisdom to wise people. Why? If you want to help yourself and you sweat for it, Hashem helps you. You don't do anything to help yourself. You say, why should I help you? You don't want to help yourself. That means you don't care about yourself. I should care about you. And I see you come to yeshiva to learn every day, every open opportunity to have, you listen to lectures, you read books, Shabbat you don't waste in snoring after the chulent 8 hours, you sit and learn. Now I have incentive to give you some gifts. Now I open up your head, I clean the dirt from your brain, I make you remember what you read, I make your brain work sharply. You see, people think that if you're a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or anything like that, automatically you're smart. Absolutely not. I learned in my life with people that don't have any education, any formal education, but when I asked them, when I brought them the sugya in a Gemara, I saw that the brain is clever, sharp. They can see right away where is a contradiction, something that doesn't make sense. They remember the steps better. And I learned with doctors, some of them big doctors, and lawyers, and even a judge. And not always they were sharp. Not always. Sometimes you saw that their brain is not sharp. So everything they know is because they memorize, like a robot. They learn pages and pages. They went to the test and passed. But once you begin to confuse them with some questions about the sugya, they give up. They cannot think. Sometimes it's scary that these people judging life and death when the brain is so rotten, you know. But sometimes, again, you're born with a brain like this, and your job is to develop it and to achieve some achievement. Sometimes all your life you work, your brain has a maximum that it can get to. That's it. Some people, you see by the kids. You see right away which kid is very clever, which kid is not. Some kids are so clever, as soon as the father smiles, they already know what he's thinking about. Some kids, they don't understand anything around them. Doesn't mean that they're not important or they're not loved by Hashem or anything like this. Could be more righteous sometimes. Sometimes people are very smart, but they use their wisdom to negative thing all the time. They can't control their desire. It would be better off they'll be dumb. Why? Because now when they're smart, they steal better, they cheat better, they forge better, they trick people, they forge signature, they get money out of people's pocket, because they're much more clever, they know how to fool people. It would be better off they'll be dumb, like this after once or twice. They'll get caught, they'll be in prison, they come out, maybe they get out of it. What destroyed them was their wisdom. Not always is good, depends what you use it for. Thank you very much, we'll see you next